Welcome to Deer Camp. I know you read the title and you came here either in support or against this whole thing, and I'm hoping you're on the side of being against hunting with a thermal drone. I can assure you in this video there is nothing illegal happening. There is no illegal hunting, and that might disappoint some of you, but I just want to throw that out there. This is actually not even recorded during hunting season. This is sometime in June, and again, there's no hunting activity happening at all in this video. I wanted to make this video because I believe a lot of people are worried about nothing when it comes to thermal drones and how they may be abused in the hunting community. And personally, I don't believe that it's as big of a problem as people may think. Um, this is a video I recorded with my thermal drone, just flying around the property by my house here, just looking for deer. And thought I would just talk over the video while I'm flying the drone here. And so the reason why I think that the use of thermal drones for hunting is not going to be as big of a problem as people think it is. There's many reasons. Um, First one being that it's going to be very obvious when someone is flying a thermal drone anywhere, uh, especially on public land. First of all, you're going to be parked in the parking lot. Now, I don't know about where you guys hunt, but in parking lots where I hunt on public land in Wisconsin, there's usually plenty of other vehicles there. It's going to be obvious someone's flying a drone. And even if you are parked somewhere else, let's just say, where there's nobody else, these drones are really loud. There's a point in this video where I'm sure I'm flying 200-300 yards away, if not more, and I can still hear the drone flying, even at 200-300 feet above the ground. It's a very loud drone. It's going to be obvious if anybody's doing that, especially when I think at this point coming up, I shine the spotlight down on this deer. Those spotlights are really, really bright, and people are going to see that. And you're going to need to be use that spotlight to see if the deer you're looking at is a deer you would want to go pursue. You're not going to use this drone to go shoot a young deer or a doe. I can't imagine. You're going to be, if someone's going to be using it illegally, they're going to be using it to go find a giant buck. So they're going to be shining this light around. Now, if you're doing it during the day, that's different. But the problem with doing this during the day is the chances of getting caught are even greater. I mean, the people are going to see you flying this thing around, I would imagine. People are going to be in the woods. You're going to hear it flying above them if they're out in the woods, in the tree stand, or if they're out scouting. Other hunters are going to know that you're doing this illegal activity. Um, the other problem with doing this during the day is the fact that it cannot be sunny. It has to be a cloudy, overcast day. Otherwise, the thermal drone will be useless, basically. So that's the main reason is I feel like unless you're on private land using this, um, it's not going to be something that it's going to be a huge issue in the hunting community. Even on private land, your neighbors are going to hear it unless you got a really big ranch and people on big ranches they might be doing illegal stuff already that we don't even know about because they have a big property and they can get away with more just for that reason. I mean, maybe they're not doing anything illegal. Hopefully nobody is, but you get the point. Um, what's some other reasons? Well, you know, first of all, these drones are getting more affordable for people to actually buy. So I can see more accessibility, more hunters actually buying one. So that is a reason why I think that this is becoming more of a concern. It's just the accessibility of it. But again, I think in order to get away with this during hunting season, it's going to be just not a very wise decision. I think people you'd be pretty brave to be doing that. I mean, that's like anybody who's driving around at night with a spotlight and a rifle and shooting deer out of their vehicle. I mean, you have to be pretty brave or crazy or stupid to be doing that. And people are doing that. I mean, I've heard people have been doing that. I've never actually known anybody that does that or heard or seen, but the rumor is people do that. So somebody like that might do something crazy like this, but again, I mean, in here's the thing: is you can do this in the middle of the night. Let's say, several hours before hunting opens. Maybe there'll be nobody in the woods. Nobody will be driving by. Nobody will see you. But the chances of that deer that you find still being anywhere in that vicinity of where you found it by the time shooting light comes and the hunting hours begin, I can't imagine that I mean, I can't say that the deer won't still be there. There's definitely a chance, but I think that the chance is slim that that you'd still be able to go after that deer. I mean, I understand that it's this technology will help people for scouting, which you're not supposed to do. It'll help you locate a big buck in an area, but to actually go out and still be able to successfully harvest that deer is still going to come down to your skills as a hunter hunting. I there's an advantage. I get it. There's an advantage, but there's still it's still going to be it's not going to be as easy as people think. It's not going to be just as easy as flying this drone up and finding a deer and going after it and just going and shooting it. It's not going to happen the way people think. And again, you have to do it when you feel comfortable that nobody's going to catch you. And I don't know how much it's going to help you. So, in order for it to actually help you, you're going to have to do it sometime near hunting hours, during hunting hours, um, sometime when it's actually going to be advantageous for you to do it. And I just don't think people are going to be able to get away with it as easily as everyone thinks. Like I said, they're really loud, they're really obvious. It's going to be very easy to figure out someone's flying a drone because you're going to be standing there outside of their vehicle holding a drone remote looking down. Because the other thing is, you're not really going to be able to use these things while sitting in your vehicle. It kind of messes with the signal, and it's just not very good to be even trying to do that sort of thing. So you need to be outside of your vehicle. Taking off and landing is going to be hard to get away with without someone seeing you or hearing you. Again, I'm probably repeating myself, but um, yeah, to be able to do this and get away with it, I just don't see it happening. Now, the technology might get better. The drones might get smaller, quieter, harder to detect, but as of now, it's not something I think that's an immediate worry for the hunting community. I think right now it's going to be mostly a helpful thing for helping people recover their deer that they cannot find, and I don't think the abuse is going to be as crazy and as widespread as everyone uh, is afraid of or expecting that it will happen. So that's just my opinion. my little rant ramble on this whole thermal drone situation when it comes to hunting.